次は丈太郎。貴様だ。やろう。ディオ。ほう、向かってくるのか。逃げずにこのディオに近づいてくるのか。
近づかなきゃてめえをぶちのめせないんでな。
ほほう。では十分近づくがよい。
Get your game on!
Come on and get your game on!
Hey guys, it's TheSliferSlacker. Yes, believe it or not, I can be more than just a Jaden knockoff. I also like to play card games on motorcycles. What do you mean that's a dead joke? Now, I'm not usually one to do deck profiles, but I've been working on this junk deck for a while. I'm really happy with the results. It's been doing really well in my online matches. In fact, it wins a good majority of my games I play with it. So I figured it was a good opportunity to show it off, because I've been trying to make a workable junk deck again for the past 7 years. So yeah, this is what I came up with. So I hope you guys enjoy. First off, we start with 3 junk synchrons. Can't have a junk deck without junk synchron. He's pretty self-explanatory, I would think. Next, we have 1 quick draw synchron. He's kinda situational, but he works well for bringing out the synchro warriors and can even be used with junk speeder for an instant Crimson Dragon on your board. I like to keep him around to help set up my graveyard too with his discard cost. Also playing Satellite Synchron at just 1. He's just a good level 2 tuner overall, and I personally prefer him over Road Synchron because of his option to turn into a level 4 and his Doppel-like special summon effect. I also run 2 Jet Synchrons. 3 is fine, but I find 2 to be a bit more consistent. Pretty much your best option for a level 1 tuner that revives ever since Glow Up was banned, but he's also good because of his ability to search junk monsters when he hits the graveyard from a Synchro Summon, which is just handy all around. The last tuner of the deck is Ash Blossom at 1. She really needs no explanation. If you can find the room for 2, that's even better, but I find 1 to work just fine for my purposes. The regular monster lineup starts with 2 Doppel Warriors. I originally played 3, but I found them to be a bit too cloggy. 2 is kind of the golden ratio for this build. 2 Synchron Carriers as well. A double summoner is pretty crucial for a Synchro spam deck, and his token generation can come in handy too on occasion. I also run 2 Boost Warriors. He's a great card, especially if you combo him with Doppel and Junk Warrior to get a huge beat stick on board, but he's a bit pricey due to the lack of reprints, so I find that Turbo Booster works just fine for a budget substitute. Honestly, even better in some cases. I think it might be a good replacement for Boost Warrior altogether at some point, but that remains to be seen. 2 Tuning Wear. This little guy is kind of my deck mascot. I love him. But 3 is a bit cloggy, so I find 2 to be the better ratio in my experience. You can get some pretty crazy consistency if you play him with the right board. I've +4 with him in a couple of games by using him in a combo with Jet Synchron, Formula, and Librarian. 1 Quillbolt. I don't think many people play him anymore, but he's still a great synchro extender in my opinion. Not needed at more than 1, I think, but he's worth it for the revival effect. 1 Junk Converter. I used to play 2, but I found him a little cloggy, and 1 has been running perfectly smooth for me, so that's my preference. The last monster is 1 Trick Clown. I tried to leave him out to make the deck a little bit more Yusei aesthetic-wise, but it just didn't run as well without him, so he's at 1. I could also easily recommend Hat Tricker if you have one. The spell lineup is pretty brief. 3 tunings and a Rhoda for searching, Foolish Burial for grave setup, 1-for-1 in Mind Control for obvious reasons, a Monster Reborn for play extending, Lightning Storm for removal, and a Pot of Avarice for recycling all your resources. And trust me, that comes in real handy with this deck. Thank God that got unbanned. I also play a pretty hefty trap lineup, which has pretty much been the key to this deck's success so far. Junk can get OTK'd or negated really easily, so having a super beefy trap lineup has won me probably a majority of my games with this build. It's pretty much the whole golden gear that makes this thing run. 2 Storming Mirror Force, 2 Infinite Impermanence, and Veiler works just fine if you're budget, 1 Evenly Matched, 2 Crackdown for, you know, synchro extending, and 3 Strikes. Pretty standard, but, you know, it's been working well for me so far. I think Evenly Matched is maybe the one card I could see myself taking out for something better, but you know what, this lineup has served me really well so far, so I don't think it needs any shifting. But if you want to change it up for your own preferences, then I totally understand. This is mostly just a basic outline of what I did to find success, and you can edit it as you see please, of course. In fact, I encourage it. Don't be a net decker. Now, your extra deck can really be whatever suits your needs or interests. I personally have a lot of nostalgia for Stardust and the Synchro Warriors, so I play most of Stardust's original 5Ds cards and a couple of the Synchro Warriors. The only real essentials would be Junk Speeder, Hyper Librarian, and Formula. Ratios are up to you, but my extra deck looks like this. A Quasar, a Red Supernova, Shooting Star Dragon, Trishula, Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, Road Warrior, Junk Destroyer, OG Stardust Dragon, Black Rose, I alternate with Moonlight sometimes, Stardust Charge Warrior, TG Hyper Librarian, Junk Warrior and Junk Speeder, and 2 Formula Synchrons. Alright, so that's the deck. I don't really play a side deck, that's not really my thing. I don't really play a lot of matches. So the side deck can be really whatever you need at the time. This is sort of just a basic framework deck to kind of get you on the right track of where I was going with it. I find this junk build works better than a lot of other ones I've tried. It's so far my personal favorite junk deck I've ever had. Also, for convenience sake, here's the full deck list. So I hope you enjoyed this look at my junk deck, Stardust Crusaders. And special thanks to Yugirl with Dragons for giving me permission to use her art for the thumbnail. I put links to her social media in the description, so go check out her art. It's really good. And buy her a commission. It's very good art, seriously. With all that said and done, remember to have a great day, and even better tomorrow, and let's rev it up. See ya.